What's up, guys? What is up? Welcome to another great show with Let's Talk with Rodney. And we have two special power couples in the building. And it's black love. I like to see that. He didn't marry a white woman. It's excellent. And she didn't go for the white man. I like to see black. I love to see black love. But today we have Jay and Dr. CaSay.
I was looking for it.
But just a little bit about Jay. Jay is a media mogul when it comes to DJing. This I see you do a couple interviews as well, right, Jay?
Yep. Yes, I do. I mean, I enjoy it, man. It's a blessing to be able to, it's a hobby. This was a hobby, and in order to, basically make a living from a hobby, and I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm so blessed. You know what I mean? I'm blessed.
Okay. Blessed is a good word because COVID-19 has been a doozy for a lot of people.
Yes, it has. It really has. It has.
It's some learning experiences and things of that nature. I feel like it happened to be able to reverse some things or move a little different or give you an opportunity to reset. You know what I mean? Like.
I can really understand that. And now we have Dr. CaSay, who is a media mogul.
Hey.
I see producing shows, doing all kind of things. So how do you get into that?
So how did I get into it?
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, I was supposed to be a doctor. Like a medical doctor. Like not have a PhD, but a medical doctor. And one day my dad said, well, okay, you want to be a medical doctor? I'm going to let you go with one of my friends. You can, follow him around. Man, Rodney, I got in there. I was in his office all of 15 minutes and I was calling my parents to come get me. A little kid came in, blood everywhere. And I was like, oh, I'm not touching that. Like, I ain't going to be able to do that. No. And so then actually went to college on a basketball scholarship, got hurt.
You can play basketball?
Yeah, I ball.
How tall are you?
I ball.
How tall are you?
Oh, well, I'm real tall. I'm a giant. Don't worry about that.
You allow this man in his face on camera.
Actually, I am 5'4.5".
So she's not tall at all.
But you were good at basketball. You had to be really, really good.
Absolutely. I was very good. Started playing ball at the age of 10 because I was a challenging child who,
was a troublemaker.
Maybe, but and so my parents found something else for me to do, and basketball was the sport that I chose, basketball and track. However, to get back, hurt in college and then had a media class as an elective and was like, oh, I can do this, and just fell into it. Did my first internship second semester freshman year, and ever since been in there.
Okay. Well, look at you. Media is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here and there.
A lot of money.
I know. So, love business on lock.
Yeah.
What is that? What does that mean to people who don't know? Like, what are y'all created with Love Business on Lock podcast?
James. What's the James? Oh, sorry.
Because basically this wasn't necessarily supposed to happen. You know what I mean? And I was hitting the ceiling. I needed some help. I was man enough to know I needed some help. Definitely accountable for my actions. I'm like, I need to get over the hump. And I knew this young lady. We had a bunch of mutual friends. She was friends of the guy who actually hired me into radio.
Listen to this story, Rodney, because I need to hear how it was going to go.
And one of my PDs and another PD, which is was a close friend of hers as well. And I'm like, look, I need some help. I need some help. I need to get to the next level. I think you can make me get to the next level. She really was being quite
I'm listening.
She was ducking and dodging. She was being real quick on her feet. You know
That's
what I'm
not
saying?
how the story goes. That is not how the story
So
goes.
how does the story go?
No, so I'm just, long story short, we started doing business, and it grew, but it wasn't a thing of, we went in like that. You know what I mean? That
that's
we didn't
true.
go in. We didn't go in like that, and we do a whole bunch of stuff. There's heavy love. This is my right hand, even though she's sitting on my left, and we do a lot of business together. And she really keeps where I'm weak at. That's where she excels at. You know what I'm saying? She excels in keeping me straight. I'm bad with dates and that sort of thing. I'm really not organized. I'm really talented in what I do, but I'm so not organized. So that's how that all came together.
No, let me tell you a real story.
Okay.
So first and foremost, I don't even know why this gentleman wanted my help, because when I first met him, he was mean to me.
He was mean. What type of mean?
Rude.
Rude.
She already lied.
No, I promise you. So if you remember his story, he talks about how a good friend of mine, hired him, and then another one of his PDs, was a good friend of mine. That's true. Okay. However, let's talk about the good friend of mine that was his PD. She invited me out one night.
Well, the guy who hired me is a good friend of mine too. Good friend of yours.
Well, he's my best friend, but that's different. That's not what we're talking about. Stop deflecting. You're deflecting.
Let
me tell you the truth, Ronnie. Let me tell you the truth. So she invites me out. He DJing at a club. I'm all excited. She was like, I think Jay's going to like you. I put my little best on, came out the door. Get there.
She heard them stories, Rodney. She heard them stories of how the light-skinned guy moved. That's
not true, because
a lot of women after you. That's what it was.
Now he did and probably still does, but that's not the story. Stories that I heard, right? So let's be clear. I get to the club. She speaks to him. He turned around, give a big old good hug, right? She says, "Oh, this is my friend, Cassandra." He looks and says, "Oh," and turns around.
Ronnie, that don't even sound like me. Don't look like me. You know what I mean? None of that.
So he gave you one of these, like, oh.
That's not how I move, right?
However, he says that's not how he moves. But she has told him the story without me, verbatim. We were not drinking. Me and you were sitting in the parking lot at Super Bowl when she told you the story and told you it was the truth.
I still don't believe it.
So what Super Bowl was this?
This Super Bowl, she finally told him that I was telling the truth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she told him I was telling the truth.
I don't believe it, bro.
Anyway, fast forward. I came back to our hometown. We're originally from Baltimore, Maryland. So I came back to our hometown, and our kids went to the same elementary school. And one day I saw him and I was like, "Oh, that's Jay Claxton." So I spoke, being the bigger person. "Hey, Jay," I was like, "Jay Claxton." He jumps out the car, walks over, speaks. "I've been meaning to catch up with you." "Wait a minute, what? You don't have my number. We don't. How would you, what? How are you going to do that?" Is what I was thinking, but I was like, let this man talk, because I know I look good. So, let me go and get my guy out. And then he started stalking me at the school.
Listen.
Well, he joined the PTA meetings as well?
No, man, listen, I didn't even have point. I'm like, yo, listen, I need you. I need some help.
To the point I was hiding behind bushes before I could get out the car to pick up my child. It was terrible. Then
he couldn't have been that bad. You sit right next to him right now, sharing the same room.
Yeah.
So Jay, what do you mean by you need some help? What you mean by that?
Because
in the industry, right? So Jay was here, but he wasn't here. you know. And at that particular time, I was working in California, in LA. I was working in New York, working with various artists, working with national syndicated shows, radio shows. And Jay was working in the DMV area, touring, as a DJ, but as his on-air presence, he was, in the DMV area, and he wanted,
a syndicated show,
or to be with a syndicated company. Yeah. Okay. And so my best friend happens to be executive at one of the bigger, companies.
Right. So I needed some help. And I was man enough, Rodney, to say, listen, I need some help. You know what I mean? Like I need some help. Help. And
were you talking to her as a friend, or were you trying to go to her and talk to her as well?
No, so this was.
He didn't even want to be my friend. He just wanted help.
No, it was business, and I needed some help, and she finally decided to sit down and hear what I had to say. That took a minute. And for real, she just was. If she was at the school, I was gonna talk to her because I needed some help. I don't even run that fast, Rodney. I'm pretty athletic, but fast was never anything to describe me. You did what I'm saying? So I wasn't running fast. Look, I need you though, but I am always been really accountable and really honest about everything. So I knew that I needed to get through the wall. I needed to get through the ceiling, and I felt like she could help me get through the ceiling.
Okay.
And it worked.
So CaSay, I'm pretty sure a lot of men, not trying to say you, but a lot of men probably reached out to you, or people in general who just wanted to get to know you because of the stature you had. Do you feel like Jay was trying to use you at any point, or would you feel like
absolutely not? Honestly, Jay was very genuine.
Okay.
And that's probably what really captured me. Because he was so genuine, it was no facade, nothing.
He was very humble.
I'm sorry.
He was very humble with what his.
Yeah, he was very humble, very, very humble, very humble. Like you couldn't help but to like this person, and he was honest. He was like, "Look, I need help. Can you help me?" And I'm going to introduce you to this person, that person. These are the people who I have around me. Can you just help me? I just want you to come on. And he was very, 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 very likable. You couldn't help it. And at the particular time, I was just moving back, but I was still doing a lot of work in LA with a large client. And 2 years, maybe 2 years into Jay and I being working together, I was like, you know what? And I told this client, I was like, I need to focus on him. You got what you need. I need to focus on him. So
Jay, were y'all talking at the time, or y'all were just still friends? So when did y'all go from friends to being a thing?
We were still friends at that time. It was BET 3 years ago. Yeah. BT 3.5 years ago. Yeah.
So when you went to your client and said, "How will stop?" Was your client confused because y'all wasn't dating?
Listen, that's a whole different issue that we will not talk about on this live. Do you understand me?
Well, it's funny too.
Do you understand me?
Just to let you know how we move. I was like, I don't think you should. I don't think you should stop dealing with that particular client. I think you do both. You've been doing both, so I don't think you move. And she was like, "Oh, I already made my decision." I'm like, "No, I think you're making the wrong. I think you should, because at this point, this is my friend. This is my friend. Like, nah, I think it makes sense to still do that, and she won't do what she gonna do. And she did what she did. She went and just was like, she cut ties. She cut ties, and I know y'all probably had a conversation.
We'll have an offline conversation.
But, you know, it's a big client. It's a big client.
As a matter of fact, I may text you and tell you who the client is. You can't say the client name.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So basically, I like the fact that Jay, one thing I respect from you for what I'm getting from the story, like you was really genuine with what you wanted. You didn't go in trying to like, I just want to like try to date her, to pursue her, to do what you want to do. You actually took your time. Y'all actually friends, and the fact that CaSay cared about y'all friendship, that she let go of a client just to really focus on you. So how did y'all start getting to dating?
That's a real good question. There's been discrepancies in that as well. You know, it's been discrepancies in that as well. Like nothing was ever, I feel like, set in stone. Like this was the day, this was the day, this was the day. It kind of just, it didn't happen like that. It just kind of happened. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of happened. You know.
Wait. I just want to say she really love you. I just want to say she really, she love you. Never ever do her wrong.
No, I mean that's not
I sent him a text.
No, look. Oh, that because
I sent him a text.
I tapped her. So when she started going on the phone, I tapped her like
he tapped me when I was texting you.
I'm like, get out the. What you texting for?
I was texting him.
Like, you know what I mean? But I said, hey, don't leave that particular client. I know that you can still help me be even more successful and still do what you need to do that way as well. When I tell you,
that's not what he was asking you about. He was asking you, when did it switch from business to life?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm doubling back because you got a text. Ronnie, you got a text, right?
Yeah, I did.
Again, for the point, just to show that, I'm really not selfish. I'm really not, hey, it's all about me. It's none of that. I need all parties involved to win. I want her to win. Like she was winning there. We're winning, but let's all win together. Who know? You know what I mean? Who knows what that, what it could have been? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it wasn't meant, but my thought process was, don't leave that particular client. You big enough to handle everything. And that was my thought process, Ronnie. So not selfish, bro.
He's not selfish at all.
You're not. You're really not. But
he's not selfish.
For that type of client, yeah. That's all I can say is
right.
You have a genuine spirit. I can respect that.
Right.
So when y'all started dating, where y'all go for y'all first date?
So here's the thing.
We out every day, Ron.
Yeah, we out every day. So you can't say, oh, this is the first date or this wasn't, because we eat at really great restaurants. Well, pre-COVID.
Y'all over here saying to me that y'all still in that phase. We still.
Yeah, even if the money ain't good, we're gonna eat good.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna eat good. So
yeah.
It's just this is really my close friend. So and kind of regardless, even if we're doing this, I know that she is still not going to do anything vindictive or try to hurt me or whatever the case may be, because she knows everything. She knows Social Security number
answering his question.
And all that stuff. I'm sorry, Ronnie. I thought I was giving you the
food.
But you give me good background, so I appreciate it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I appreciate it.
I don't have a date, Rodney, for when it started though. When did it start? What is the date? You better with dates than me.
So, Rodney, he tells people, or he used to tell people, that it started November the 4th, a few years ago. So let me explain to you that date. We are both Scorpios, okay?
Oh.
We're a day apart. So for one day every year, we're the same age. And so for his birthday, like I'm really big on celebrating life because I've had a lot of close loss in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay, we both love cigars. And so I got with, I reached out to some of, his closest friends or people who were close around him, went to a little cigar shop that we used to frequent and asked the owner, hey, can I have something for Jay here? She shut it down. It was just his friends there. And, just watching basketball at that time. I made sure that he had his favorite meal from Ruth Chris. And, we just had a real good time fellowship. And so he tells people that that's the date. That's what he tells people, that was the date that he knew.
I mean, well, that's a good day to remember. You had a whole red carpet out for.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good. But like I said, we out so much. We smoke cigars, we eat, we drink. We party, we gamble. It's kind of just what we do.
I drink tea.
You drink tea?
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Heavily.
We have the same teacup.
But okay, so y'all have a blended family. So how did that work with your children?
So
blended them together.
My children, my two oldest are older. They are 23 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
One just got married. And then my youngest is 14, almost 15. Mm-hmm. And then Jay has 19 and 9. So really the 23, 22, and 19-year-olds, really doing their own thing. The 14-year-old and the 9-year-old were actually in the same elementary school together. So they know each other. But I love his kids like he loves my kids, It's not really much that I can say about it. It's just natural love. He's gonna have conversations with my son that I can't have, vice versa, So it's just, I mean, it's easy. How can I not love his kids? They're a part of him. You know
what? It's a good question because I get a lot of questions from couples who blended families. Are either one of you able to child test at a child?
Say it one more time.
Are either one of you able to child test? Oh Lord, I'm using my tongue. Chastise the other child. There you go. Thank you.
So I cannot speak for if I can chastise his. However, Jay has an open relationship with my son. So he'll tell him if he's right, he'll tell him if he's wrong. Same with my daughters. If he thinks that they're not doing something right, he'll speak on it, So yeah, that's basically it.
Well, I mean,
I can respect that.
Right. I mean, even my oldest, you've said, hey, I don't think you're moving the right way. I mean, you say that. He may try not to talk to you for a minute, but there's no problem. They have a relationship, and it's no problem. It's no problem. So because it's never any malice involved. If one of us say something to the other one, it's because it doesn't sit well. It doesn't sit well, and that's not what's supposed to happen. And we both how we talk and discipline and move is kind of different. She's going to be really head on. It's black or white. Me, I'm trying to massage the situation a little bit.
I'm not massaging anything.
Be politically correct.
I'm setting boundaries.
You understand what I'm saying?
I set boundaries because I'm mommy and your child. I set boundaries. Because I have watched situations where boundaries haven't been set and kids constantly, over. You're not running over me. One, I'm not tall enough for you to run over me. Okay. And two, I'm not allowing it. This is what it's supposed to be. I'm telling you this because I care, and this is how it's gonna be. I'm not massaging. I don't care about your feelings because the world doesn't care about your feelings.
Ain't that
That's pretty much it. I'm not going to massage you and pacify you and then allow you to go out there and get hurt, because then I'm wrong. And I'm not babying. I will not baby a child. I'm not, no. Oh, you hurt your finger? Well, you shouldn't have touched it. I told you not to. You did it. Okay. You'll be all right. You'll live till tomorrow. I'm very.
Okay, Major Pain.
That's right. That's right.
Did not tell you.
Why did that come in my head when you said that's why I laughed?
It's a good movie.
Okay. So blended family. So how are y'all in-laws? Do y'all get along with them? Does that matter? Let me ask you this. Does it really matter? This is coming from a personal aspect. Does it really matter to get along with your in-laws?
Absolutely. 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 So let's be clear about something. My parents love this dude. They love him. My dad is a Baptist pastor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what we found out not that long ago, sitting in his mom's house one day, and we're talking or whatever. His mom and me are in one room talking. Him and his dad is in the other room talking. And I don't know, out of the blue, his mother was like, "What's your father's last name?" And so I told her, and she was like, "Oh my goodness." So Jay goes upstairs to do something. His mom goes over and gets a photo out. Okay. My dad is the pastor that christened Jay. And we never knew.
Wow.
Yeah, and we never knew it.
Wow.
So now the running joke with me and my dad and Jay is, "Oh, Jay, your family owe us money because y'all took pictures in front of my father's car outside of church." So we're like, "Yo, owe us some money. We want some interest." Like, what you doing?
It was destined. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful story. But the reason why I brought that up is because I had a situation. I don't like mama boys, if that makes sense. Like, I really feel like you should be your own individual person. Go to your parents if need be, but like, when your parents have so much control over your life, that bothers me as a grown person.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, because I feel like you should be able to make mistakes and learn from it. Your parents can't shield you from everything. They can tell you stuff, but once you out the house, you have to bump your ass sometimes. That's okay. But needless to say, like, the mom was just so overbearing, and I had to let it go.
I understand. But no, it's not that at all. Not that at all. Jay and his parents have a beautiful relationship. Jay cares for his mom like a son should.
Mm-hmm.
But Jay is his own person. He makes his own decisions, and him and his dad are like boys, However, I have to respect the fact of how he takes care of his mom. Because if he takes care of the woman that gave birth to him, I know he's going to take care of me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's funny because I have a son and a daughter, and I really feel like sons are just naturally close to their mother, and that's what they do. And I feel like daughters are really close with their fathers. And my mother, I ain't gonna let nothing happen to my mother. She gotta go to the hospital. I'm shutting everything down. I'm staying in the hospital. I got you. But me and my father, we like this. It's my guy. You understand? Like, and they still together. They still, my parents are still married. My father's my guy. I mean, it's like a running joke where my daughter will imitate how we answer the phone, how we call each other. I'll call him, he answers the phone. I say, "Main man." He say, "Hey, Jay Claxton, what up?" He called me by my government, and my daughter makes fun of that, but that's my guy. Like, I talk about him every day, and because I know that he's been through it. He a different animal. I'm still scared of my father. I don't want no smoke.
Right.
None.
Right.
I don't want, Rodney, when I tell you I don't want no smoke, none. You feel me? Like
but that's respect. That's where I feel like this generation, and I'm millennial, I'm almost 30, but still, I really feel like that's a people don't really respect parents anymore. It's just like that's my mom and dad. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you lose a fear of your parents, that mean to me you losing the fear of God. Yeah. Like you should fear God. Like that's a respect that should always be there. You should get so comfortable where you are comfortable to say certain things around your parents. Does that make sense?
No,
it's certain things I say around other people. I would never say around my dad. I love my dad. We talk and joke all the time. But there's certain things I just like, ooh, no, like.
Yeah, no, and what you said, that's facts. I mean, the Bible does say, honor thy mother and thy father. Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is completely facts. And honestly, that is the reason why my parenting is more strict. Like, you will always know that I'm mommy. I love you. We're going to joke. We're going to play. We're going to experience life together. But at the end of the day, you will always respect me. And when you don't respect me, then we don't need... I'll break ties. My disconnect game is good with anybody.
And that's the same. That's really the same for both of us. When when I was having some issues with my son, I'm like, I'm okay because I know I did what I was supposed to do as a father for him to raise him, make sure he was good, to teach him, make sure I give him game. He got clothes on his back. Make sure he's good. So I gotta let him, if he was going to do anything, get through whatever he was getting through. Go ahead, handle your handle, because I know that I'm an upstanding father and just always been. I come from a good father, so and I don't have no problem either. Yo, I'm good. You don't want to talk, I'm good. You know what I mean? I promise you will need me before just kind of what it is. Kind of what it is. So. Now, we good? We are really in a great place, a great space. I do feel like he dealt with some things because his father was the guy in the town that he grew up with. Dad's on the radio for so long. His father was a household name. And as soon as you hear his name, because that's my actual that's my last name. Claxton is my real last name. Jay is short for for James, and you hear his name, they like, hey man, the dude on the radio name is that. And small, he used to love it. As he got older, he like, man, all the attention going to this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here, and no, I don't want to DJ. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still a cool guy too. So
yeah, he was his own individual self. I get it.
Yeah. So I think that that would cause us a little bit of a problem. He didn't quite know how to handle it, and when we got we get through anything. That's what we do. We get through anything. You know what I mean?
That's true. So let's get into the love aspect. So how is it dating? So when in the media industry, do you guys recommend that? Date someone in your same field?
Yes, absolutely. I recommend it. I don't know.
Well, for me, I think so, because the trials and tribulations of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is hard for somebody. It would be hard for somebody to just work a regular 9 to 5, no matter how much money they made or didn't make. It's hard for them to understand that you got to be around people of the opposite sex on a regular basis. You got to be around people that are trying, that just want to be around you and that sort of thing. So she understands that, if I'm not outgoing to the public, and if I'm not outgoing to, different women, or, not that I'm trying to talk to them, but she understands that energy. Right. Yeah, that energy is going to come. And she really be like, he good. Like, I ain't worried about it. I talk, have a conversation. Never like when she walking up like, what y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? It ain't never that energy. And we've seen people.
I don't have that much energy in my life.
We've seen people in our industry and have somebody, and the significant other couldn't. Well, hey, I'm this person's significant other. It's too much.
That's too much. I can't.
It's tacky. That's really tacky, not classy.
Right.
Yeah, I can't do that. And at the end of the day, if your basis isn't trust, then you shouldn't deal with anybody. I don't care if they in or out, the same field as you. And we're really transparent. A lot of, very honest. We have the hard conversations. What the hell is happening behind me?
I'm laughing.
I'm sorry. I'm like, what the hell is happening behind me, Rodney?
Rodney, I'm laughing because we will have the hard conversation.
And I think that's important. I think that's. I
know why you're laughing.
No, because it's like, I would tell her, like, I told her in the past, like, listen, I really fornicated with this lady.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
Rodney,
I did.
When I tell you it's terrible.
I just want to tell you so you know ahead of time.
I'm trying to tell you, you be like, yeah, I did.
But can you respect that though? I'm ready. You tell me we find out throughout the streets.
Tell you why I respect it. It's two reasons why I respect it. One, because sometimes I be looking like, oh, okay, well, you're bad. And then two, I respect it because I feel like him telling me that is basically saying, listen, babe, I'm telling you this just in case this woman tries to come up and try to act any kind of way. You know where her shade is coming from. So it's like he's protecting me before anybody else can tell me that something happened. He's already told me.
Well, I guess my question is to that would be like, are you talking to people like for them to come to a party? You DJs, like, what are your like?
No. We could be out somewhere. And
oh, okay.
Like we could be out, just us out, And if somebody comes in, they'll speak and, he'll be like, X, Y, and Z happened. Oh, okay. When did that happen? 20 years ago. That has nothing to do with me.
Now, do you care about each other, hugging each other, people y'all have sexual relations with? Like,
you said, do we care about each other hugging? So I do have a whole issue with Jay's hugging. I do have an issue with his hugging. I have an issue with him hugging for different reasons, okay? I have an issue with him hugging. Why are you laughing?
He be hugging like this? He be leaning? How's he hugging these women?
Hey, go ahead.
I have an issue with him hugging because pre-COVID, my issue is I believe in transferring of energy, right? Mm-hmm. So you go hug somebody and that energy transfers over to you and you come next to me, you touching me. I don't want that energy. You know what I mean? And then, I'm a heavy believer of the transferring of energy. I'm a heavy believer of that. And I don't want anything negative on me. I don't want anybody's bad vibe on me. And I just don't even think it's sanitary, So now it's COVID-19 and I have lupus, I fight it every day. Some days I have good days, some days I have bad days, Jay has MS, After going to my doctor told me it's not even safe for the hug because, for instance, Jay's a DJ, okay? So if he comes into a facility that he DJs and he hugs, one of the servers, he doesn't know how many people she has hugged.
That's true.
And then COVID is something that jumps on your clothes. And so, I don't want that. Like, it's out of fear for me, So I do have an issue with it. But at the end of the day, he's going to be who he's going to be. And, I can only pray over him and ask God to protect us,
You know what? A little rule on my mind. I don't care about you speaking, but you better not touch him.
I could care less about you speaking.
You better not touch anybody you have sexual relations with. That's no.
Listen, I don't care about you speaking to him at all. I do care about you touching him.
Yeah, you better not touch him. Like you can say, hey,
about that, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that this is a question that Jay can answer because Jay doesn't have to deal with it. I have to deal with it. I'm the person who deals with, after an interview, I pick up my phone and it's tons of DMs from people who liked him, wanted to be with him, whatever the case may be. I had a situation with somebody he used to deal with. After one of our interviews, walked up to me when I was with my parents in the middle of Nordstrom's. And if we didn't have the trust that we had, it could have went a whole different way. It really could have. So I don't think that that's something he can answer because he doesn't deal with it. I think he just thinks I'm Cassandra. I don't think he sees all the glory that everybody else sees.
I mean, but honestly, like you both touched it, trust is a really important factor, especially when you guys are public figures in the eye of people. It's always gonna be somebody that's trying to back you guys like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna put this in the ear. I got this type of information, even though it's old as hell. I can make it look new. Like honestly, people can like make fake text messages now. Like it's some crazy people out here in these worlds.
Let me tell you something. I have had screenshots, and I'm like, and I'm telling you, it could say Jay could say the sky is blue, but once after I get the screenshot, the message along with it will say a whole bunch of other stuff, and I'm like, that's not the conversation y'all had. I know he didn't have this conversation. And then I ask him, I'll ask. And he'll say yes or he'll say no.
Right. And I'll say, well, this is what the conversation was. It wasn't that or wasn't in that context or whatever the case may be, but we do have, a open dialogue. She's not, especially with that, she ain't coming where, well, I know you did it. That ain't how we listen. This person did X, Y, Z. You have anything, what happened, or do you know this person?
It usually starts off with, do you know?
Do you know this person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this person. I used to talk to her, or, I know this person. She grew up with me, or whatever the case may be. She worked at this club, whatever. And then it goes from there. We had a conversation, and we deal with,
and then it's done.
And then we done with it. We done with it.
So do y'all share each other phone passwords? Do y'all have that to each other's devices?
So I do not have his, but he has mine. But I also don't look at his phone. I don't care what's in his phone.
And then if our phone rings, I'm not.
Like I have to beg him to answer my phone.
Hey.
I literally have to beg. And it could be my father. But I have to beg him.
It's not mine. Yeah. I don't pay the bill on that. It's cool. It's not. I ain't even in that space where I'm trying to figure out who, what, when, why, how.
It's interesting that you asked us that question, though, Rodney, because we had a conversation last week. It was last week? A few days ago with someone. And because I was saying to Jay, I was like, that has to be one of our topics on Love and Business.
Yeah.
Because this thing right here causes a lot of trouble. And you have to know how to navigate with this thing. For me, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, if you're texting somebody that you shouldn't, I'm going to find out. If you're calling someone that you shouldn't, I'm going to find out. Because one, everything that happens in the dark comes to light. Two, you're a public figure, and there's so many people who want to be on that they would rather hurt me, and do about any means necessary to get with him. So at the end of the day, if you're doing something you're not supposed to, guess what? I'm going to find out anyway. Now, has there been moments where I say, hey, I need to use your phone for X, Y, and Z? Yeah, and he just hands his phone over. And he can pick my phone up anytime. Yeah,
that's where I'm at with it. I don't want to know your password. However, if I ever ask to see your phone, it better not ever be an issue.
Right.
It better not ever be an issue. Like if it is, I'm done with you. But when it's how I feel, and I will forgive people for cheating one time, because as I get older, no one's perfect. And sometimes you have to sit back and realize, like, was I there for my partner? Was I there when they need me? Was I communicating with them? Sometimes we do fall from the wayside, and we get so used to stuff that we don't really do things we used to do. So I give you one time. One time we go to therapy, whatever. But if it happened again, I'm done. Because I feel like as people, we look for perfect people. Nobody's perfect in this world. what you might consider as something small, somebody else might consider something major. You get what I'm saying? So for my sanity, for my to keep me well grounded, I don't want you to cheat. Now I'm not gonna say it's okay to cheat, but if it happens, God forbid it happens. If it does, I'll look at where our relationship is right now, see if it's worth letting it go or keep going. But if it happened again, goddamn, we done. Now I ain't gonna be nobody fool twice.
Yeah.
I give you one time.
Right. I get it. I understand, and then you know what you can handle, you can't handle, and you know it's something that I talk about all the time. Like in relationships, the great part is easy. You know what I mean? Like the things you love about a person, that's easy to deal with. It's can you handle the stuff that you hate from a person? And if you can deal with that, then I feel like you got a shot of being in a real good relationship, because it ain't about the fun times. It ain't when you win. It ain't when you on top. It ain't when the money's good. It ain't when you buying every. That's easy. Of course, anybody can deal with that. It's about when you messed up, when your health ain't good, when that person getting on your nerves, whatever they do to
COVID-19, stuck in the house.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and that's real. You know what I mean? That's real. That's when you know, yo, I can deal with this person or I can't deal with this person. You know what I mean? Like, it's about can you handle the things that you don't like.
That's true. That's true. Let me ask you this. So, how do y'all propose? Like, how was the proposal and all this great stuff?
Go ahead.
No, you got this, buddy.
Go ahead.
You got it.
I mean, dinner. We had a conversation at dinner. You know what I mean? We eat out all the time. Like it wasn't anything on the knees, none of that. We had a conversation at dinner. You know what I mean? At Capitol Grill, where we kind of eat out on a regular basis. You know, it's not. I'm so not over the top. It's crazy because I think people tend to think that we over the top, and
no one thinks that I'm over the top.
Well, me, you know what I mean. Well, they think, and I'm not. I'm so not. Let me just get a meal and let me have a cigar and a cocktail. I'm good, and that's kind of when that happened. How and when that happened.
You said you're not over the top.
No.
So that's not true. Jay Claxton is very over the top. James Claxton is very laid back. And really, they are two different people. And you have to know the entire person to understand how he moves. You know, Jay is wired really oddly. James is more, okay, I got to take care of my family. You know, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do that. But Jay Claxton is all over the place. He really is a creative.
So were you disappointed in the way he proposed?
So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. To know Jay, to know James, no, that's just who he is. Like, he's not, other people will be more disappointed with how he acts than I am. I'm just like, that's how Jay is. Like, he's not really the person who's going to be up under me, and you're not going to see you're not going to see any displays of public affection. Like, that's not him. You know, he's just really boom, 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 boom. So for me, no, that's just Jay. That's literally what I tell people. It's just Jay. Yeah.
Well, you gotta know who you with. Now let me ask you this. So with y'all both being Scorpios, do y'all sex level match with each other?
Well, I mean, it's Scorpios is the greatest.
That's not what he asked you.
So yes, you got to let me get to it.
That's not what his question was.
It's the way my answers are usually never direct. They're build up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta build up.
You gotta tell a story.
Scorpios are amazing. So everything is amazing. Everything you do is amazing. You know, the Chris Brown Young Thug. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. It's amazing. Scorpios are amazing, and that's what it is. It's amazing, you know.
Do you guys feel like sex is a huge factor in a relationship?
Go ahead and answer.
I think so. I think it should be. I think so. I mean, it depends. Every relationship is different.
You know what? From a scale of 1 to 10, what do you say, Jay?
I'm probably gonna say 8, 7.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say 20. Sex is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a very, and like, I mean, I don't know who's watching. Mommy, I'm sorry, because I think you and Daddy are watching. I've always been a very sexual person. And so that is one thing. If I'm sexually frustrated, then I'm like, that's when I'm the most tense, you know? So I'm gonna like, yeah, sex is very important to me.
Let me ask you this, because one of my friends, they're married, and they're a straight couple. Put that out there. So the husband went to my homegirl and asked for a threesome. Now, keep in mind, they've been together since they were 19, and now they're in their 40s. They go to the age in their 40s. Mm-hmm. So he was like, you know, I think it was their 19th or 20th anniversary, he wanted a threesome. Mm-hmm. And my homegirl almost divorced him over it.
I would.
You would?
I am not. I don't share.
You don't?
Nah, I ain't sharing. Like, honestly, and I'm not ashamed to say this. I'm 46 years old. Okay.
Don't look like
it. Thank you. I'm 46 years old, and I've lived life. I've done a lot of things. And I'm at a place in my life that the only thing I want to do is be with the person that God has for me, and I want to be happy. Mm-hmm. And I don't believe nowhere in the world would God put me with someone and say, but he needs to be with this person and that person, this person. I want to be with the person that God has for me, not lottie-dottie and everybody else. So yeah, I would. Yeah.
And I think he was wrong because he had the conversation with the other person first. You know what I'm saying? Like that should some kind of way should have been a conversation with his wife first, and then the wife would have approached the young lady. You know, if they were going to do that, his thought process and his approach was all wrong. You don't go to the friend. You now seem like you really wanted a friend for real. You see what I'm saying? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, I had my eye on this friend for a long time. It's my 40th. Let me shoot my jump. That's what it sounded like. You understand what I'm saying?
Either way, it's wrong. You ain't satisfied with your wife. There's a problem.
You know, I'm telling you though, that unfortunately, that's probably what the thought process was. So he started off that whole thing all wrong. You know, there was a conversation with him and his wife, whatever the case may be, and you know, he had to tread softly. He had to tread softly. He ain't necessarily tread softly. He just, I don't know what he did. He dove in the water and without having no, I don't get it. So yeah, I understand why she probably went in, because she probably thinking, yo, this dude really wanted our friend for real. You know,
it's some backstory behind it. I ain't gonna share my friend business. It's a reason why he did what he did, though. But to me, and that's what I told her. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. So with love and business on lock, I'm sorry. So with you being two media moguls, what can people expect from your podcast? What type of topics will you guys be talking about? And why do you guys feel like you guys are the people to talk about that?
So we'll be talking about everything. When I say everything, we're diving into everything, the good, the bad, the ugly with couples. One of the couples that we are talking to is Kalina Harper and Tony Vick. Right. So, and they've been through everything, you know, from her working with Diddy Dirty Money, you know, Love and Hip Hop, both of them being on Love and Hip Hop, some things being exposed that aren't necessarily, you know, were not exposed properly. And so we talk about everything from going to the bottom to coming back up to the top, to being at the top, to going down to the bottom and looking at your mate like, why are we here? What are we doing? We talked to another couple who, it's crazy. She's in entertainment and he's a pastor. Right.
What you mean by that?
So when I say she's in entertainment, she reps some of the hottest artists that are out, you know. So she's around everything that all of the artists are doing. And she's beautiful, you know, and she's around the guys and she's on tour bus with them. And then her husband's a pastor.
Right. You talking about Megan Good?
No. No. Wait. That's funny, but no. So, you know, and then there's another couple that we're talking to, and he's an entertainer. You know, he is an actor, Emmy Award winning actor, been on some of the hottest shows, and his wife is an artist in her own right, but not necessarily on the level that he is. So how do you deal with that? You know? Another couple that we will be talking to, the wife is actually, her family's show is on right now. And there's a lot of drama in the family with the sisters. And
oh, okay, I get it. I get it. You don't have to say no more.
Right. And so the couple that we're talking to happens, you know, the sister happens to be a very dear friend of ours. So it's like, for him, how are you coping with your whole life being exposed? So we talk about everything. Why are we the ones to? Because this was not supposed to happen. It really wasn't. It was never, we never sought out for it to happen. Jay absolutely did not want it. And has said it over and over and again, you know, and it just fell into place, you know. So do we have the formula? We have the blueprint and we have the formula, and every day we devise different plans on how to execute that blueprint.
That's beautiful. I like that. So before you guys go, I didn't get to ask this question. Tell us about a time that was very hard for you guys. You feel like you weren't gonna make it, but you're glad y'all got through it.
Don't look at me.
No, I want you to answer that.
We're gonna be sitting here. Me, you, and Rodney gonna be sitting here. So go ahead and handle that. You're on the roll anyway, Jordan. Go ahead.
You want recent or you want happen?
No, whatever you want to show. You feel like, damn, this is bad. I'm about to leave your ass. But no, I stayed and I love you. And now I'm glad we got through that. Look where we at.
So there was an incident that happened. And you know how your gut always tells you something? So there was several things that kind of popped up and showed me, but I kind of backed it off. And then we were in the process of getting casted for one of the Bravo properties, right? And in the I was going to talk about it yesterday. But during the process of that, someone popped up. Now, let's be clear, Rodney. Let me tell you something. A woman always knows, right? When something's not right. Few months prior to that woman popping up, our bank accounts, our bank accounts come to the same email address, right? And I saw a charge for a hotel. And I said something to him. And he was like, no, I wasn't there. I was like, okay, well, you need to call in, right? And I've never shared this part with him. So he probably didn't even think that I caught on to it, right? So then, right when we were casted for the show, we were being casted for the show, and I mean casted for this show. I come into his home one day and I look, I was like, where did you get that from? You know? And he did this vague thing and said it came from, you know, somebody, a friend. And I was like, okay. A week later, that same friend went to the show that we were being casted for and exposed their relationship. Now, just like she exposed their relationship, she also hit me up in my DM. And then the dumbest thing about it, when she hit me, I'm right in front of him. So I screenshot it and then I show him, right? Guess what this heifer does? She unsends all the messages. Right. So basically, she just wanted him to see my response as if I approached her instead of what it was. And so that was one time that I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. Like, you know, like just be honest. Like, I can't do this. Why am I here? You know? And so I will say that was the time that, like, honestly, and I do still have hurt from that. I do still have hurt from it, but I don't have distrust, but I do have hurt.
See, so we can expect all this type of stuff on the podcast. The good, the bad, the ugly, the love, the business, the children. So I can't wait. So tell people when it's going to drop and, you know, all this good stuff. I see y'all got y'all page up already. I'm ready for the first episode.
So it's going to drop as soon as Rodney brings me my peach cobbler.
Well, I'm going to drop it tomorrow. I'm going to make it tonight in the
kitchen. So by the beginning of 2021, it'll be dropped. We are currently in production and filming some things and getting all of our branding aspects together and having really great conversations with really great couples. And because we want our product to represent what you want to see, you know, and we want to make sure that we do a thorough job of being authentic.
Yes, I think that's so important. It's nice for people come and talk about all the good things, but no one relationship is perfect. Like when I can connect to someone and really hear the true voice, like their true self, but like, you know what, we got through it. Look where we at now. We could have gave up, or we would have lost this business deal or this or that. Like, don't give up. Keep the fight if you love the person and move forward. Y'all can make beautiful, beautiful magic. And I feel like what you guys are doing. Like when you told that story, I feel like you were kind of hurt, but then you like, look where we at now. You get what I'm saying? Like that was some effed up. Yeah, he did. But look where we at now. Now we're shooting a podcast. Are y'all shooting a pilot for a TV show too? Can I watch
business?
I watch your stories.
Why you in my business, Rodney?
You post too much stuff.
What you talking about, Rodney? Why you in my business?
But I thoroughly enjoyed this. But you know what? I have one question I want to ask you when you get off. Who won the verse battle between Jeezy and Gucci, in your opinion?
So the politically correct answer is hip hop won, Atlanta won. Right? I seen the evolution of both of these artists. You know what I mean? Like I remember when Jeezy did Boys in the Hood, where it was one off, you know what I mean, with Block and Bad Boy, and you know, we signed to Def Jam. And before I lived in Atlanta, they, you know, brought us down to Atlanta to see how Jeezy really moved in the streets. And I also saw when Gucci did Lemonade, the yellow Lamborghini at the studio, you know, in Atlanta again at the gun range with them, and we went to Magic City, and you know, I watched this man. He threw so much money I left. I can't I can't. This little $1,000 I had, I couldn't. I'm gone. I'm out of here. You know. But I am. I'm a fan of both, but I really feel like Jeezy played really big, amazing records that just was really, really big, big, big. And it's certain records he never even played. He didn't play My President is Black. Didn't touch it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it didn't touch it. It's like they both had songs they didn't touch, but I felt like Jeezy's records transcended from the streets in the mainstream. And I really feel like Jeezy did.
So I kind of disagree with that. Okay.
Me too.
I disagree for a number of reasons. One, I believe that if we're going to talk about who won, let's start with the real issue. Gucci won because he finally got closure on the situation between him and Jeezy. Gucci won because now he's finally dealing with, you know, this cloud that was over him. You know, Gucci won because how many rappers who are coming up now has Gucci influence? You know, Jeezy, I mean, he all right, but Jeezy's so worried about Jenny that he can't think about anything really in the culture, you know.
And really, I have not heard a Jeezy song since 2008.
He has
Black, My Lambo's Blue, whatever he said.
Yeah, he has classics. He does have classics, right? And he has Soul Survivor. He has all of that.
Yeah, wonderful song.
2020.
What you asked me was, who do you think won? Song for song. This song got played. This song got played. I feel like Jeezy songs might beat some more Gucci songs than Gucci songs might have beat more Jeezy songs. I'm not, and again, just to watch them be at a place where they're at now, you know, I love. It's funny. I just posted something. You know, me and CaSay had a conversation, and
CaSay, the Dark Secret,
and you know, V103, you know, Atlanta, and evolution is big. Period. For me, that was the biggest thing. Not necessarily who won, but if I'm listening to song for song, I felt like Jeezy and dudes throwing money up. There's nobody on stage. It's just the energy was so crazy. They throwing money up. It's nobody on stage. You know what I mean? And we had that same thing with Gucci as well, but it was them Jeezy records that hit a little different. And just a little different. It hit a little different. And guys that I respected that might have been, you know, still in the streets that I dealt with, I seen these street guys with long money be real fans of Jeezy. Like, when we bring Jeezy to town, they there. They coming, cars out, thousands of dollars. Like, they coming because they felt like he represented that hustler guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that hustler guy. So
that's why you say Jeezy.
That's why I say Jeezy. You know?
I have a few questions for you, Mr. Rodney.
Oh, really?
No, really. For you, what would you want to see on Love Business on Live?
Honestly, for the first episode, I feel like what I'm going through with my life right now is how to find a partner who you're compatible with. So right now, all transparency, I'm at a stage in my life right now where I'm doing good. Better. COVID-19 has been one of the best years since my career have ever started. Like, my book, as you can see, like, Oak Line, you know, media press. I have a couple of projects going on with some people I'm very proud of. And so now when people try to talk to me, I'm more of like, do you want me or do you want who you think I'm going to be? Does that make sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense. Let me give you a little bit of advice, okay? A little bit of seasoned advice. For me, and we've had this conversation, and this probably was a pivotal point in our relationship, is that you have to remove the word relationship and just build the foundation. Because once that foundation is built, Jay said to me sometime, I mean, and this has been like some years ago, he was like, just let it happen. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Just let it happen. Right. And he was talking about us. And it just happened. So for me, I think that there is always a lot of pressure when you use the word relationship. Do I want someone to be committed to me? Yes, I do want somebody to be committed to me, you know. But that word relationship, it gives guys and girls a lot of pressure. So remove that and just see what's going to happen, because that's the best way to really build. And if it's going to be a relationship, regardless if you use the word or not, it's going to be one, you know. And you have to think in terms of that, because a lot of times we put a lot of pressure on ourselves and pressure on being with someone when all along the person that you're with may not be who you're supposed to be with. But you put that pressure on a relationship. So how about we put a pressure on loyalty, or put pressure on commitment, or put pressure on friendship, and build from that foundation and then see what you get.
And you know, in another second topic, I would like to hear, does money really matter in a relationship?
No. Are you asking me, or you said that's the second topic? That's the topic.
Does money really matter? Does it matter if you making, say, $400,000 a year and the partner you were making $30,000? Does that really matter if you really truly love them?
Right.
So let's be clear. What he makes, I make. What I make, he make. We don't have a division on money. I believe that is a topic for us to explore, because so the question is, at what point does it become that way? Is it in just a regular relationship? Is it in a marriage? At what point does it not matter? You know, I mean, because honestly, what I do know is if he's good, I'm great. You know, and vice versa. We don't have any, it's not, oh, the woman makes the money, the man makes the money. It's we make it, and then we do the things that we need to do with
it. I like that.
Yeah.
She on fire today.
I know, put a little wisdom in my life. You got me go
fire today.
We actually can talk.
I'm telling you, like, let's be honest, none of us are perfect, right? We all have flaws, you know. I know I'm not perfect, and I know I have flaws, but I also know that this man accepts all of my flaws, you know. And at the end of the day, you're not building a man, or building a woman, or build a bear, or building a relationship. You are becoming two unified souls. And if you go in it thinking, oh, I need this, I need that, I need a piece of this, I need a piece of that, I need a piece of that, then what the hell are you doing? Like, what are you putting together? You're not the toy maker, you know? You got to accept the person for who they are and where they are. And then, because if you can't accept me for where I am and who I am, why you want to be with me?
That's true.
No, you on the roll. Listen, look, you on the roll. It's the same way in basketball. You got the high hand, finish, score.
I did.
You made the score. That's it. We in a party. You DJing and you on fire.
Nah, I ain't DJing. He DJing.
Finish. It's all right. I know I'm supposed to play. I'm booked to play.
Right.
You on fire.
No, Rodney, we have thoroughly enjoyed talking with you. Bro. It's been different, you know. So thank you. You've been really gracious. I will say, unlike other interviews we've done, I actually took the time to get to know you. previous because I'm really big on energy. And I was telling somebody today, his energy was just insane. Like he talking about he about to cook and I'm hungry and we really enjoyed it. However, now that I know where you live at, we'll be over there because I like to eat.
For the listeners who cannot wait for the podcast, I'm gonna make that peace cop tonight. We gotta record it. She says she's gonna drop it. You at least drop 5 minutes or something.
Well, you know what? I do have content that I can release if you let me go.
But I can't wait to listen. I love the people who you're talking about, and I feel like I figured out a good 2 of them. So I'm looking forward to it, and you make sure you guys go follow their page. It's right at the bottom. I added the page. Love Business Unlocked. Okay, follow, get into it. Turn to podcast. Let's make it number 1 on the first day out. And many blessings to you guys.
Thank you so much, and we can't wait to have you on the podcast too. Find out who Rodney.
The Single and Ready Committee. I'm on. I'm all for it.
Robert, thank you, man. We greatly appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for being a gracious host. Man, we appreciate you, bro. You know what I mean? And keep doing amazing things and keep winning.
Right. And we'll, as soon as you send it to us, we'll make sure that we post it so that,
Yes, I'm going to send it to you right now. All right, guys. See you next time, same time, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST. Yeah, we out.
All right.
All right.